back to back to the women, females. So to finish that, like having the trauma of being with a lot of women in my life, you're doing all, sexual intercourse or whatever. Like I remember this one time, I think I told you this, like after, I was with this woman I was talking to, this girl, like I remember I was seeing everything what she was going through. I'm talking about like there was a whole visual, it was like a movie, like clips of what she was going through.
Huh.
And like literally spirit was right next to me, was looking at me like, you see what you done? You see how sex can be so powerful?
Ooh.
And you wouldn't even know what she got going on. This is what she's going through. I was seeing like she was going through a lot. Like I'm gonna put her business, like I'm not gonna say her name, but this can relate to a lot of women out there that are going through a lot right now too. Baby daddy, drama, 2 kids, all this. Like she was so sad. And I remember the next day, like when we woke up, I was like, hey, I want to ask you something. And she was trying to hide it. And I was like, listen, you don't have to hide it from me. I know what you're going through. And I seen it. And she was so in shocked. And she knows that I was in my spiritual path as well too. And she started to cry. She was like, this is crazy. That how do you know? I'm like, hey, if I tell you how things are when it comes to sexual intercourse, like it's powerful.
It's like a transfer of energy.
It is.
And I've talked about this before. People say that the more sexual partners you have, the more that energy transfer affects you as who you are. It kind of starts to change you.
Mm-hmm. Like you start to feel what they're feeling now.
Yeah.
And I had those effects before because there was at times like, like you felt like, hey, you got some whatever here and there. Of course, that old self. And next thing you know, next few hours later, you're just like, yo, why am I feeling this way?
Right.
Why am I feeling so negative for some reason? Why am I feel like I want to fight somebody? Like it gets to that point, and I had those feelings. It was never a good feeling, man. And I was like, I gotta stop this.
Yeah.
And literally, that's when God told me, it's like I've been trying to show you. I've been trying to tell you. It's like I'm gonna keep showing you until you learn, and that's what He does. It's like He's gonna keep showing you until you learn your lesson.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Nothing's going to be easy given to you. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you want this in your life, you want that. This is what I'm going to give you, and this is what you're going to have to do first.
Right.
So, and that's powerful, man. And I'm glad I went through those things. And for me, the way I look at women today, they're very powerful. And I do believe there's a lot of great women out there. Because, of course, you have your influencers right now on TikTok and YouTube, like Andrew Tate and Sneaker, all these other people.
Sure.
Like, I agree with some of they say. I don't at the same time. Of course, we're all going to agree and disagree.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a lot of women out there, they're going through a lot of things, And I'm not going to say that, hey, they're bad or nothing. No, they're not. They're just like you and me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever choice they made, they chose that route.
Mm-hmm.
That's on them.
Mm-hmm.
But this doesn't mean that we have to stop, loving women, or treat them, a different way. I don't believe any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever you are, I'm going to treat you the way I treat my mama.
Okay.
So that's just what it is, man. Like if I see you from at the mall or anything, like if I'm trying to go up to a girl, if I'm interested, like I'm going to treat you with respect.
Yeah, absolutely. Respect is definitely the key.
Yeah, like for me, I got no game. They just understand my story.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
So like what I went through before, everybody thinks, man, you got to have that swag. You got to have this. It's like all that shit, it's old. You know what I mean? So it's nothing. No, it's just be yourself. And that's why I believe like today when it comes to love, it's still alive. It's alive and well.
Absolutely.
And people just think that, it has to be this way and, all this other toxic things. No, that's only unless you create that.
Right.
You create your own reality.
Yeah.
And that's when everybody gets stuck into that. They're like, create your own reality. It's like, no, you create it.
Yeah.
You don't let these people create it for you. So, and, yeah, man, that's why, like, when I sit here and I think about it, and when it comes to sex and all that, like, I really had to heal from that. It was not easy. I'm going to tell you this. It was not easy for me to heal from the sex trauma I had.
Sure.
And it took a lot of time for me to cleanse a lot from that, man. And like, it felt like, of course, it was an addiction. I was basically influenced the wrong way from the people I hung out with, because that's the way they wanted to be. Because you know how it is, man. Like when you go to college or the people you hang out with, especially in the hip hop community that I was in, that's what they were about.
Yeah,
and it just didn't feel right, man. And that's why being in toxic, a negative environment I was in, man, it was just, I was like, things just got to change. I got to go. Wow. But now, like, sex is so powerful. It really is. It's very spiritual. It's very, very, I tell some people about this some half of the times. And I always tell them, like, it is up to you what you want to do. I'm just telling you what I went through, what I see it, and what's the truth about it. But it's the choice that you make. If you want to go out there and do what you want to do, that is completely up to you. I will never tell you what to do. Like for me, I never tell anybody what to do. I don't like doing that. I want people to experience. But if you receive this gem, receive this message really well, then hey, you're on the right path. I can tell you that.
Right.
So, and just keep practicing, keep working on yourself, man, because you're responsible. You're responsible for your own self, man. Like, yeah, God is going to help you. He's going to show you some ways. You got spirit with you. Your guides and your ancestors, they're going to show, they're there for you. Your higher self, you are your higher self, but same time, you are responsible for everything. And that's the truth.
I admire your perspective.
Yeah, so do I, man. It's unfortunate that we as people don't come to these conclusions earlier in life.
Yeah.
Right? It takes some time and experience before we can realize these things, and by then some of us, not all of us, but some of us have made so many mistakes it's hard to go back.
It's
hard
that's
to fix
a good point.
Yes. And I mean, I know that for me, I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Like I've done so many. I was at times I beat myself up, and I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. Like I'm experiencing being a human right now. It's part of the human experience. So I mean, of course, we're gonna make mistakes, and that's what we're here for. So yeah, man, like it's been a journey for me, man. And if it wasn't for those mistakes, I don't know who I would be right now.
Right.
So there's a reason why we have to go through those things. So for that, like a lot of people are afraid to make mistakes, and this is why I tell some of the kids too, because they always come up to me and talk to me about these things, and of course I'm going to give them that pill, and they love to hear it. So because sometimes their parents will be like, oh, they try to avoid it. So it's like, no, like we have to tell these kids that, because the system ain't gonna teach you that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. The school system to me is very messed up.
Oh yeah.
We've been lied to. Our history books, our science, everything. And like when I tell you the kids that what they told me, I'll be shocked. I'll be like, yo, they're awake. Okay. They know what's going on, but they're playing the game.
Yeah.
They're playing chess right now. Yeah. And I never thought about this when I was their age. So it's like,
that's good that they're conscious.
Yeah, so their consciousness is there.
Yeah.
That's why
we got to get conscious though. We need to listen to our children in that way.
Exactly.
Like they know what's up.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
and
my son is definitely more conscious than I was at his age.
Right.
Oh man, like it's powerful, man.
It is.
I'm telling you. And that's why like the levels and frequencies right now that's going up into this planet it's going high. So it's going so up high right now. I can't even explain it. But yeah, man, like these kids, man, they're tapped into it and turned on, man. And I'm so glad they're where they're at, and they're just having fun with it, playing chess with it, and they know what's up, man. And like I said, I tell them, and they listen. They take it, they grasp it, and it's up to them what they want to do, because like some parents, sometimes they don't even know how to take care of the kids, so they come to me or so. Or I'm not saying I'm the greatest, so I'm not saying that. Nobody is.
Have a relationship though, and I think that's what it's all about. Like, is like everything in life is about relationship.
Yeah,
and I think that's what Pastor Samuel was speaking on. Was he's talking about how God is not religion; it's relationship.
Yes.
Okay.
So like and that's just the same thing with the children. It's relationship. We have to have relationships. But parents get so used to just saying, "Hey, this is what you got to do. You got to do," because they're doing what they think they got to do.
Right.
So it's like, "Hey, you got to do it. You got to do this," and it's like, and then they train their kids to think like that. And it takes us to be like,
they manipulate.
I think there's more. There's something else out there.
Sure.
And then we keep searching, and then we find out that more is a personal relationship with God. Like that, and that's what helped you transition. So because like this is what I think and what I believe is because you had tapped into your consciousness with your spirit and you tapped into God, when the opportunity came, God said, hey, it's time to leave that behind. Come this way. You are conscious to it.
Yes.
And God will free you. And that's what people don't understand. Like, and I didn't understand it, but he did the same thing with me because I was plugged. I almost missed it, but because I was plugged into him, he freed me that direction. But, now I'm going in a different direction, but I still got to stay plugged into him because I could easily fall, or go a different way. And he still wants me to lean on him with all my faith. Because that's what enhances the kingdom, right?
Yes.
That's what helps us grow. But yeah, so just being present, like you were talking about, will make you aware when that transition comes. And that transition spiritually is that butterfly. That butterfly is all about transition. So like we that's what we're going through when we're trying to make that switch. But also another thing that you spoke on, and we've said this on the show before, but treating women like your mother. Well, there's scripture that says, in 1 Timothy 5:2, it says, treat older women as you would your mother, and treat younger women with all purity as you would your own sisters. So it's like you're on the right path, like the things that you're doing.
You know what's crazy how you brought that up, and man, shout out to Denise. I'll always remember this. Denise Nunez, she's one of my homegirls. I haven't seen her in a while, but I'll always remember this. Perfect way how you brought it up. So I used to work at a nursing home, and there was a lot of girls that worked there, and some of them were young, older, and I was kind of like one of them, older, only guy there. I was working dietary. I was a server, and they weren't used to a guy that I treated them so well, and look out for them, and I was that guy.
Right.
And I've always helped out because they went through a lot of things. And I remember Denise told me that's how I met her at that job. She's like, you have any kids or so? I'm like, nah. She's like, no, because you treat us like you're your daughters. You treat us so well. Like you're rare.
Okay.
And I was like, no, like this is the way I treat y'all. Like I'm gonna treat y'all like I'm like related or, y'all one of my own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they respected that. They weren't used to that because, like I said, some women or people, they're so used to getting treated with toxic or what they've been surrounded by in their environment back home. And it hurts them. It brings trauma to them. So they just think that when they see another guy or so, like, that's attractive or whatever, like they think that, oh, okay, I already know how this person is. They can't judge a book by its cover. So, but they weren't used to that, man. And like that's just what it is, man. Like when it comes to that, like when it came to the kids I took care of, so I took care of the little ones.
Yeah,
little ones are my favorite ones, and I always treat them like they were like my sons and daughters, man. And that's the way I did it because for me, when I was at that job, I was never that type of counselor to yell or do all this to the kids like other ones do. But I'm no judging, you know what I mean? Of course, everybody thinks differently.
Yeah.
But like when I was there, I'm gonna treat you with love and compassion. I'm gonna discipline you. I'm gonna show you the way. But after that, I'm gonna show you love.
Yes.
So I'm not here to be y'all in prison, y'all at an army boot camp. I'm not that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what we've been lied to. That's programming.
Oh, sure, for sure.
So bam, that says it all right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's just the way I see it. It doesn't matter what they are. So I'm gonna show you with nothing but unconditional love.
True love.
Yes.
Wow. I think also things that you were speaking about, like doing, you probably did these things for women and children, but you did them with no motive. And I think that's what kindness is.
Yes.
And women, that's what they're looking for. Like, that's what they need. It's not even that they're looking for it. That's what they need is like true kindness.
I don't believe in the term of nice guys finish last. That's a false lie.
That's an interesting subject.
It
yeah.
is.
So you don't think nice guys finish last?
That's a lie.
Okay.
Hold up. I gotta disagree. So I believe that nice guys do finish last because kind guys finish first. Because a nice guy is just an agreeable, pleasant guy. But a kind guy is a God-loving guy. You know, like if you look up the definition, you know, a nice guy is just pleasant and agreeable.
Okay, yeah, okay. I know what
he's
you mean.
He's a yes man.
Yeah.
He's a yes man.
Sure.
And, you know, like nobody wants the yes man. So that's why I think that term in nice is not in the Bible.
Okay.
Kind is. So nice doesn't show up in the Bible one time. That word. You know? So yeah. So like it's because you're not a nice guy. You're a kind guy.
Yeah.
Because you're doing and I believe when we do things with kindness, we have no motive. We're doing it out of the pureness of our heart, and that's what I hear. Like when you speak, that's what I hear from you, man.
Yeah, there's a whole anti culture towards this idea, right? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard because you mentioned Sneeko and you mentioned Andrew Tate, so you know the whole idea of simping, right? That whole don't be a simp. So that's like the anti-kind, right? Don't be overly kind, don't be overly nice. Because of
I'm still gonna be that guy.
Right. So,
you know what I mean? Like
because of women taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's that. So how do you deprogram this idea of you can't be too kind, you can't be too nice because of the fear of being taken advantage of? How do you deprogram that? Because that's running rampant all over the internet right now. Don't be a simp. You can't simp for women.
Oh yeah.
If you're nice, if you're a gentleman, we put a short out the other day. And I was like, in the short, we talk about being a gentleman, holding the door open for women, you know, just doing the kind thing that men should do for women. And the title of the short or the reel was, you know, it's okay to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
The first response was, oh, why are you doing all this simp stuff for women? You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as you talk about being kind or nice to women, it's automatically met with, yeah, you can't do that because women are going to take advantage of you. And that's the popular mindset today. That's the culture the young men are talking about.
And see, and this is where Hollywood, the music industry, all this is where it comes from.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So mind you have these. Oh, should I bring them up? So all right, I get it. So I'm not gonna do that then. If I should.
You don't have to say names if you don't want.
But top big
do you have
people
a pen?
behind the scenes.
Yeah, I do actually.
Oh no! I'll see if you toss me one. Yeah, this thing keeps running out of ink. Sorry.
I mean, writing a lot, man. That's powerful.
I'm taking notes.
Taking notes, writing in your journal and all. It's powerful.
Yes, absolutely.
It's spells. You're writing spells.
Absolutely.
So it's manifestation just floors up. So yeah, no problem, bro. So
you were saying the top.
So top elites, top people behind the scenes. Mind you, this is their agenda. Part of the agenda. So they want, of course, you have your people. They don't want to create masculinity. They don't want them to take over again. They want it to be all this division and all this shit what's going on behind the scenes right now.
Sure.
And of course, I disagree with it. You know, it shouldn't have to be like that. That's not Christ-like. And like this is what they're really trying to do right now as we speak. So like with all this simping and all that, like I don't believe it 100%. Like I'm still gonna be a gentleman.
Yes.
And you know, we gotta treat people with respect, man. Doesn't matter who you are. You know, we're not here to be competing or playing the game. Like I see that, and the thing is, like some people will be trying to play the game, especially girls, because you know how women are today. Like I'm friends with a lot of attractive women, and they're cool. But of course, I've seen what they've done, and of course, what they talked about. Of course, I disagree with some and such, but that comes from a place of hurt.
Oh yeah,
I get it.
Absolutely,
sure.
Okay, I've been hurt before too.
Yes,
but it doesn't mean I'm going to change up and be like, okay, this is how the guy I'm going to be like, or this and that. Like, bro, like I've been cheated on before. I've been, I've done some things that came back, but some women have done to me. But I'm still going to be that guy, but even better. Like I'm still going to treat you with kind love and respect.
Yes.
Right.
I'm going to treat you like a queen,
yes,
no matter what. So, and because my last relationship I was with, I was treating my ex like basically like royal. Like I was treating her like a queen and everything, but she wasn't used to that.
Right.
So she was with like toxic guys and all that. So she liked that chaotic. She liked that toxic like argument, and I didn't
thriving in chaos. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's their entertainment. They like to be, entertained by. I guess you can say entertainment, but like I just wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
I was just like I can't do that. And the thing is, when I found out what environment where she was at, I understood it right away. I was like, okay, now I get it. So you think this is the way of life, but once you turn to that path of where I was, because I remember her friend came up to me. She's like, yeah, she never had a guy like you. I'm just gonna let you know that, Christian. Like, just watch out. Yeah. So I was like, well, maybe I can change that. And of course, my mind, you can't. I always thought about, oh man, you change people here and there, but nah, you can't.
No. Really can't.
They can only change from themselves, and I really had to learn from that.
Yeah.
And
same.
Yeah, so hey, there you go.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Exactly. We've tried that.
So yeah, with this whole generation today about simping and all that, man, like I even tell like some of the, of course, because I took care of, and some of them are in high school and once in college. I spoke to one last night, hit me up. He wanted to check up on me, and it's cool, and just check up on people. And he was just telling me, and I was just like, yeah, man, like for me, I just don't believe in any of that stuff. Just treat people with respect and love and compassion, man, because that's the energy that you want in your life, and will come right back. Because the media is just going to be the media. Social media is just entertainment. You know what I mean? What you see on TV and everything is false reality. Everything is false. So they want you to be, they want to pull you in no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all just giving a blue pill for everybody to be asleep, to keep on sleeping from distracting you from the truth.
Keeping you in the matrix.
So yeah, so that's the thing. And like from when I was little, like I've always questioned 9/11. That's for me.
Yeah.
And here comes the red pilling part. So
the red pill, we talk about that often.
So so I questioned that when I was little. Yeah. When I was in 5th grade when this happened. I remember my mom was recording the news about 9/11, all that chaotic things. And again, this is when spirit hit me when I was little. And like it hit me right away. I'll always remember this. It hit me right here. And they told me right away, they were like, you're going to find out when you get older. You're going to see how corrupted this is. This is a big lie. So I'm like, okay. So I took it.
Yeah.
And after that, when I found out, I was like, whoa. Wow. Yeah. Like it's
all a big game.
It's all a big game, big lies. And, it's a
system going there. And everything's like it's like that pyramid scheme that everybody's running. It's basically what America does.
Pretty much.
Guy at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody that you think is like trying to like be, like that loves you and cares about you.
Oh yeah, they're not who they think they are.
Next thing you know, you find out that they're a coach and they're trying to sell you a pyramid scheme.
That's just what it is.
That's what's going on in the world today.
Was that a shot at
why you think
someone?
Why you think all these people right now are worshiping these idols, these celebrities, and all that? Like I used to do that.
Oh yeah,
and I stopped until I found out who they really are.
Okay,
and that's just when.
Well, we shouldn't worship any human. No, we should just stay eyes on the prize, and that's what's great because humans are so flawed.
They are.
Like with the spirit, that's what we need to stay focused on.
Yes.
Because that never changes.
Yeah.
It's never going to change.
Like, dude, I might seem like this honorable dude and I'm going to mess up and you'll be like, David, really, bro? You're so disappointed in me. But so don't plug into me, plug into God,
Yes.
Don't plug into Christian or Chris, like we're just trying to guide you there. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not the answer,
Oh, we're not. God is one. And that's what I'm saying. Like when you see, of course, when we saw like MTV Awards or TRL, all those, what we seen back in the day, like BET, like for me, I like when I was little, I always came back home. I always watched BET Underground, Rap City Underground, 106 in Park. Like always one of my favorite things to watch.
Same.
So like now when they say, they try to praise God, I thank God here and there. Like I always ask, I'm like, which God are you talking about?
Okay. All right.
Which one? Because what y'all trying to show us is what y'all been doing behind scenes, and this is when the children comes in. Like human trafficking, child trafficking is real.
Oh yeah.
And what they done to children, when I tell you the things I've seen. When it came to Pizzagate, when it came to adrenochrome and all that really hurt me.
Okay.
Like I cried.
Yeah.
I remember when I was watching this with my brother, and we were going down a rabbit hole. This is during the pandemic.
Yo, those rabbit holes are dark, man.
They are. Like, well, when we went in, and my brother was like my brother Jason. Shout out to him. I love him.
Yeah.
And like he was like, listen, I know you're in this industry, and I just want to show you how messed up it is in the Hollywood stream. And the thing is, there's a story I got to tell y'all what happened to me. Well, nothing really happened, but I'm going to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get back to what I was talking about, what I seen. And, of course, why you think they're hiding the Epstein case files right now.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's real.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein's still alive.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
So they're trying to hide him up, but there's going to be a lot of shocking things coming up really soon, for what I believe. Take it or leave it. That's the one thing I can say. I always tell people, take it or leave it. But what you call the Clintons, all these other people, what they've been showing, the emails, what they've been hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump, he's not a bad guy. He shows a lot. And I know that people have their things with him. And, I looked at him and I was like, man, I don't know if I should mess with him like that. But when I went down, I'm like, okay, I see what they're talking about with QAnon and all these things. So, but so there's a reason why what's going on right now is, it's a distraction because the news media, they want you to get distracted from not getting to know yourself right now. They don't want you to evolve. Yeah. Be involved with spirit.
You gotta unplug, God. Man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like stop, turn that TV off. I don't even watch media anymore.
No, that's good.
It's crazy. I just get out and do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to unplug these days. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you still you still got your phone.
Right.
That's the tough part.
There's gonna come a point where we can't unplug. It's gonna be built into our physical
what we
being.
need to do is like throw this. But dang it!
I went on a vacation one time. I'm telling you, I went on a vacation one time, and it was a cruise. It was leaving out of Miami, and my phone broke the day before we got on the cruise. So we went to Miami. We stayed overnight. That night, my phone broke. I didn't have a phone for the entire time I was on that cruise. It was probably the best vacation I've ever been on.
That's what's up.
Best vacation ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was completely unplugged.
Yeah,
right?
we need to turn that phone off, bro, honestly.
Our phones is a portal.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Social media is a huge black hole.
It's a way to direct us and move us.
Yes. And this is where sometimes they control our consciousness and without you even knowing it.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I don't even like being on my phone at times to post stories. But I don't like being on there, period, unless I'm posting something.
We need more of this.
100 years from now, you're not going to be able to unplug. It's going to be an implant.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's going to have one built into their physical being.
Yeah. And
when you come out in the hospital, they're going to put that in there.
Right away.
Pretty soon there will be another social media blackout. It's going to happen again. And it's going to happen for good this time because it's well needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everything's going to be.
Need that, man.
And that's why everything is going to be on the pause. That's why.
I was thinking about that last night, bro.
Down for that.
What's that?
I was like, bro, like we really need to just like let these phones go.
Yeah, no, we need to.
I was thinking about that the other day, like last night. I was like, bro, like we are so plugged in, and it's not good. It's like we're not being present. We're not right.
No personality. There's nothing. That's why most of these, let's say, with women and all, like, I'm gonna tell y'all. By the time I go on Instagram, when you go into the Explore page, you already know what they're showing.
Of course,
you're showing women with thongs on all these shit. I'm just like,
how do you get that off anyway? Like
it's
every
hypersexual. You can't.
How do
really
I go on
can't.
Instagram? Because every time I hit the button, all that stuff pops up.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to like.
Really on Instagram, I don't know. I know on YouTube,
it's almost embarrassing. Like it'll pop up and you're like, what the heck, dude? Like all these women's.
I know there are parental controls on some things. I don't know if Instagram has.
That's what they want us to see, and that's why
we were talking about that.
Yeah,
like sex sells in the third dimensional world.
It's hypersexualized.
Curtis, he's going to be one of our guests here in October 15th, I believe it is.
Yeah.
But he used to be a pastor as well himself, but now he's kind of stepped down. He's just running like a men's group at City Life. But he was saying that what's happening to these women is like. They're so damaged by the time they get to a good man, they don't even recognize that they don't recognize that Christian's a good man. That girl didn't recognize.
Right.
She didn't recognize that Chris is a good man because they're so broken that, like you got to fight. And now like good men are having to fight. And that's why, we're like, dude, like no matter what you do, like they're so broken and so damaged.
Absolutely.
They can't even recognize that you're a good man. And then that makes you be like,
that's what I'm saying. Like it gets to that point that it doesn't matter how attractive you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
it's crumbling down.
Oh, yeah.
And like for me,
that's
like
a good thing.
And the thing is, like for us, we're all attractive men. Like you guys look good.
You,
You know what I mean? Like I admire looks. I know I'm an attractive guy.
Absolutely.
But I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm pretty boy here and there. Like I get it a lot from my friends, but I always tell them, like, man, that's not who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm spirit. So it's just like I want
to. Like they talk about that. In Romans 8. Spirit is forever, man. This flesh is temporary.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. You can catch all of our episodes on YouTube and Spotify at Better Gents Podcast, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Better Gents Pod. Thank you and take care.